Oh. Oh, no, it's cracked glass. Is it okay? Is the whole front cracked? Oh, it's tempered glass too. It's in a million pieces. Oh, it's all up the top here too.
Oh, no.
Safety and compliance information. Let's see if it has anything in here to deal with glass everywhere. Oh, I think I'm gonna try something here. I wanna see if I could do something with the glass and turn a negative into a positive. Maybe I can make the glass kind of look like crystals or something down the bottom of the case. Let's see what we can do, and if it doesn't work out, then we just won't use it in the build. So I have applied a real thin layer of resin, and I'm thinking if I just grab some glass and I just start sprinkling it all over to create like a crystal thing. We'll see how that turns out and how it dries. And I'll put a little bit more resin over the top of that as well, just to make sure that no pieces fall off. Well, we'll let that dry and we'll see how that turns out. Might look pretty cool under lighting, but only time will tell. If you are sick of this watermark and not being able to utilize all of Windows features, then head on over to whokeys.com. Purchase a Windows 10 Pro key for $16 or a Windows 11 Pro key for $22. Use my code IFR25 for 25% off with loads of payment methods. Copy your code from the user center and paste it here to activate. They also provide you with a step-by-step guide and 24-hour support. So this is the Corsair 6500D, and originally I was planning on doing a super clean all white build, and then we're going to take all the parts out and actually put a full custom loop in there and make it look super sick. Now, with the shattered glass, we obviously have that over there waiting for the resin to dry. So I am going to put that in place over some fans, see if that can light it up nicely and see if that looks cool. If not, we'll just scrap that idea. But the plan still is to build a super clean all white build, and then we're gonna pull it apart and put a full custom loop inside. Oh. This is our ROG Maximus Z790 Apex motherboard. As you can see here, it is, well, silver. It's not quite white, but it is the whitest motherboard that we have on hand that is not currently in a build. We've got plenty of USB as well, and we've got DDR5 support. You may notice there's only 2 slots for the RAM as well. That's because this motherboard is actually built for overclocking, and 2 sticks is more stable than 4, especially with DDR5. Now, while it does have support for 14th gen, our 13th gen CPU will still work in this motherboard as well, and plenty of NVMe support for our 2 NVMe drives. And if they get filled up, then of course we can always add more. Now, for our CPU, we're going with the 13700K, and with rumors of 15th gen on the horizon, I still want to see if the 13700K can stack up in the latest games, because really I don't think we need to upgrade every single generation. The 13700K, it has 16 cores, 24 threads. That is plenty for today's modern games. Even streaming as well. In fact, even video editing, that's enough. So we'll see how it performs and see if it can keep up. Now for today's system, I've actually got 2 drives. So we've got the MP700. This is a 2 terabyte drive, so we're gonna have a lot of our main programs and things on there. We've also got a backup drive, which is the MP600 Elite. Now this has a heat shield on it, so we're gonna end up taking that off because the motherboard's obviously got its own built-in one, but we're gonna have a total of 3 terabytes worth of storage. Now the MP700 is actually Gen 5, so we are gonna get faster speeds out of this one, but realistically, we're probably not gonna notice too much of a difference between the two, because Gen 4 is still quite fast. Now I've had these since they first came out. These are the Corsair Dominator Titaniums. This is the first edition as well. And this is actually 48 gigabytes. I think 32 gigabytes is kind of the sweet spot at the moment with today's modern games. So I think taking it one step up will really help us out, especially if we want to do some video editing or rendering. This is 7200 mega transfers and CL36 timings. It is a higher profile RAM, but we're not exactly using a super thick radiator, so we shouldn't have any issues when it comes to compatibility. Now these are the fans we're going to be using. These are the Corsair QX120 RGB fans. They are IQ Link compatible. They all just snap together like so. There's a magnetic pull as well to keep it in with the tabs too. And then we can use one cable that goes from here to some other fans to control every single one. Now they all connect to a hub, which is at the rear of the PC, which has 2 channels as well. Now every single fan actually has a temperature sensor built in, so you can customize the RPM or fan curves of every single fan to make sure you've got a good balance of RPM and noise. Now we're also going to be using these on the AIO cooler as well. Now for our cooler today, we're going with the iCUE H150i Elite LCD cooler. I really hope I've got enough USB headers on the motherboard. I think I should be okay. But I'm not gonna be using the fans that come with it. I'm actually gonna put some of the iCUE Link fans on there because I want it all integrated into the same controller so that I can control all of the lighting and it looks similar throughout the build. The only thing that's not going to be integrated into the controller is actually this LCD screen right here, which requires its own USB header. But I'm pretty sure the motherboard has 2, so we should be okay. So for our graphics card, I'm interested to see how our RTX 3080 still performs in today's games. I mean, it's only last generation, so it should be able to keep up. And I ended up going with the ROG Strix Gaming White Edition because that was pretty much our only white graphics card that we had on hand. And we're trying to do an all white build today. Now, I have no doubt in my mind that it's gonna handle all of the latest games. This graphics card's not that old anyway. And we'll see if you really do need an upgrade every single generation that comes out. Because I know a lot of people dump a lot of money on the newest and latest hardware. Now for our power supply, because we're going for an all white build, we're gonna choose a white power supply. So this is the Corsair RM850 watt power supply. Should be plenty of juice to handle our 3080 system. And the 3080 doesn't actually use a 12 volt high powered connection. So it requires 3 8-pins. So we've got plenty of 8 pins on the power supply here to power the GPU. And we will still have plenty of headroom, which means that it's gonna be operating at its best efficiency. Now, it's been a few weeks since our last update because we were waiting for Resin to cure and we had some other projects, but we actually got our hands on the new RX 120 fans from Corsair. So I actually want to swap them out because these are better performing fans. They still work with iCUE Link. They also have these airflow guides to help with better airflow. They've got 8 built-in LEDs and these side windows so that you can get illumination on the side. And if you want to, you can actually remove the side piece if you don't like the look of that compared to what is underneath. And of course, they also magnetically connect together. You know, I was looking at it after I poured the resin, I was thinking it looks kind of weird, but now that it's in the case, I think it looks okay. However, I'm gonna do whatever you guys tell me in the comments. If you think it needs to be removed and chucked in the bin, I'll do that. If you think you like it, kind of looks like crystals, I'll keep it in there. Let me know, guys.